Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for choosing to learn through us. If you are new to this channel, I say a very big thank you for learning with us today. Relax, because this is a home where math is made simple. Let's continue from where we start. In our last tutorial, we looked at what limit is, existence of limit, rules guiding limits. We went into how to evaluate limits using direct substitution, factoring methods, L'Hopital's rule, complex methods. Then in today's class we are looking at how to evaluate limits by conjugating it. Okay, that is limits by conjugate method. Now if you're ready for today's class, then let's work it out on the board. But please relax, okay? Don't look at this and you feel it's something you cannot evaluate. It's very simple. Now let's do it together. But before then, let me quickly remind us, because we have heard the word conjugate. Now, if you are good at your sword, there is something we call sword in mathematics. Let me give you an instance. This is a sword, because swords are those roots that cannot give you a whole number. Okay? Take for instance, if I have this, to get the root of this, I will not have a whole number, I will have 1 point. But when you have this, to get the root of 4, maybe square root of 4, it gives you 2. Okay? This is not a sword, but this is a sword. We call this a perfect square, whereas this one is called a sword. I hope it's clear. So when you talk about sword, this example of sword, you can have something like this, you can have this. You can have this minus 3. You can have sword 3 minus 2. All these are sword. And it is in sword that you can talk about conjugate. Now, what do we mean by conjugate or conjugating a sword? Now, if I have this particular sword, say sword 3 minus 2. Okay? Now, if I have this sword, what do I mean by conjugate? Conjugating it is simply to change the sign from being negative to positive. Okay? So if I want to conjugate this, look at what I will have. I will have sword 3 plus 2. So this becomes the conjugate of this particular sword. I hope it's clear. Okay, the next thing I want us to look at is how else can we rationalize? Because when we talk about conjugate, what comes into our mind next is rationalization. And remember, when you are rationalizing a sword, to rationalize means to remove that root that makes it a sword. Let me give you an instance. If I want to rationalize this sword, let's have an instance. Maybe you have 2 over sword 3. If you have this sword to rationalize, what we need to do is to remove these roots here that makes it a sword. And what do you do by that? You use this sword to multiply both the numerator and the denominator. Let's take it again. What I'm doing here is to rationalize. Use this denominator to multiply numerator and denominator. So if you do that, we are going to have 2 sword 3 all over. This will multiply to give us sword 9. And when you multiply, you will have this all over. Square root of 9 will give us 3. So this is what you get for rationalizing this particular sword. I hope it's clear. Now, let me give you another instance. What if I have 2 all over sword 3 minus 2? How do we do this? Please remember, you cannot cancel this. No, it's not correct, okay? Don't cancel. Because these are 2 things representing 1. So you cannot just cancel the numerator and the denominator unless there is something factored out. Note it, okay? So don't cancel it. So let's have it as 2 over sword 3 minus 2. Now if I want to rationalize this sword, the first thing I need to do is to take its conjugate. Remember, the conjugate of this is what? This. So I'm going to multiply by the conjugate. So the conjugate is what I will use in my multiplication. I hope you saw that. So this is what you do. Then you multiply out. By doing so, you are rationalizing it. Okay, now that you understood that, it will guide us in answering this particular question. Now let's go into the question proper. question says, lim of sort x minus this all over x minus 4 as x approaches 4. How do we evaluate this? If you plug in the value of x at 4, let's plug in. This is sort x minus 2 all over x minus 4. Put in the value of x at 4. We are going to have 4 minus 2 all over. X will be 4 minus 4. Square root of 4 will give us 2. And 2 minus 2 all over 4 minus 4. 2 minus 2 is 0. 4 minus 4 is 0, which is still indeterminate. To avoid that is why we use the conjugate method. So what we need to do in this question, like we have explained, is solution. We are going to have lim of sort x minus 2 all over x minus 4 as x approaches 4. Now, which one are we going to conjugate and then rationalize? Which one? The one that has the sort. Okay? So, for the one that I remember let's take our guide. If I have 1 over sort 2, to rationalize I will have this. This is the first guide. For this, if I have 2 over sort 3 minus 2, I will multiply by its conjugate. Please take notes. Okay, we call this the conjugate. So that will guide us. This is our key. So let's answer this. So this is the one we want to conjugate and then rationalize. You can rationalize since it's at the numerator. Remember, in these ones, the ones we are conjugating and rationalizing are found at the denominator. But in this question, they are in the numerator. So no problem, it's the same thing. Okay? So what we need to do here is we are going to have sort x minus 2 all over x minus 4. Okay? Then conjugate the numerator. Sort x minus 2. What will be the conjugate? It will be sort x plus 2. Then we use this now to multiply both the numerator and the denominator. I hope you got that. Just like what we did here. Get the conjugate, use it to multiply numerator and denominator. Okay, so having done that, what do we need to do next? We are going to multiply out. So we are going to have sort x minus 2 and the sort x plus 2 all over x minus 4 is multiplying sort x plus 2. Now, remember that there is something we call difference of two squares. When you have a squared minus b squared, it is the same as a plus b and a minus b. This is called difference of two squares. Okay? Now, when you look at this numerator, you will notice that this and this are the same. So we can call it a. So we have this. Then 2 is the same with this 2. The difference is the sign. Okay? So what it means is that if I have sort x minus 2, okay, let me place this one first. So I will have sort x plus 2 and sort x minus 2. What does it mean? You see, this is the same as this. So it means that our a is sort x, okay, and our b is 2. So if I'm applying this rule on it, what are we going to have? This will give us, we are going to have sort x all squared minus 2 squared. I hope you got that. This, to use your difference of two squares, it will give us sort x all squared using this minus our b is what? 2 raised to power of 2. Then we have x minus 4 and sort x plus 2. I hope it's clear. So what do we do next? This power, we cancel the root. So we have x minus 2 to the power of 2 will give us 4 all over x minus 4 into 4 sort x plus 2. At this point, something is now common. And what is that? This is the same with this. Remember, when it cancels, it remains 1. And cancels, it remains 1. So we are going to have 1 all over. 1 multiplies the whole, we have sort x plus 2. I hope you are still following. Then, remember, your x is approaching 4. So put in the value of 4 here. We are going to have 1 over square root of 4 plus 2. And that will give us 1 over, square root of 4 is what? 2. So 1 plus 2, which is 1 over 4. And this is our answer. Okay, now let's look at number 2. We have lim of square root of 6x plus 81 minus 9 all over x as x approaches 0. How do we evaluate this? Remember, for you to have to watch through this point, it shows that what we are doing really interests you. Kindly support this channel by subscribing to us. Let's know how you feel about this tutorial in the comment section. Don't forget to give us your like. Share this video with your friends and family. Hopefully, I know you have done that. Thank you very much, and let's continue. Okay, so we're going to have, going back to this, which one are we going to conjugate and then rationalize? You look at it, the one to conjugate here is the numerator, because that's where we have the sword. Okay, so in doing that, we are going to have, for the conjugate of the numerator is sort 6x plus 81 minus 9. So what will be the conjugate? The conjugate of this will be sort 6x plus 81. The sign here, because this is just one entity and this is one. So remember, it is the sign will change. So the sign will change from being subtraction to addition. Okay, so this becomes the conjugate of this. So that is what we are going to use to answer this question. So in that case, we are going to have sort 6x plus 81 minus 9 all over x. We are solving. Multiply it by the conjugate. The conjugate is 6x plus 81 plus 9 all over sort 6x plus 81 plus 9. Okay, now remember your difference of two squares as you have used it. What we are going to have here is this becomes our A. Okay, this becomes our A and this is our B. So let's work accordingly. Remember, it is A squared minus B squared that will give you A plus B and A minus B. Okay, so in this case, we are going to have sort 6x plus 81 all squared. Okay, your A will be squared minus square your B. Our B here is 9, so we square it. I hope it's clear. This and this are the same, so just pick one and square it using difference of two squares. Bring down your minus sign, okay? Then pick one of this and then square it. These two, this is the same with this. Watch. This is this and this is this. I hope it's now cleared. Okay, so this is all over x into sort 6x plus 81 plus 9. Now let's simplify again. This will give us, this will take care of the roots. We have 6x plus 81. I hope you are still there. Minus 9 to the power of 2 will give us 81 all over x into sort 6x plus 81 plus 9. Let's move it to this part. So in that case, we are going to have so this will give us now, remember this is 81, it will take care of 81. So we are left with 6x all over x into sort 6x plus 81, then plus 9. Okay? Now you notice something is now common here, which is now x will take care of x. Okay? And if we do that, we are going to have, this will be 6 all over sort 6x plus 81, then plus 9. So at this point, we are going to plug in the value of our x, and if you do that, your x, remember, is 0. Okay, so this will now give us 6 all over. Put in the value of x at 0 here. It will be 6, we multiply 0. So we have sort 6 into 0 plus this 81. Okay. Please, let's adjust this. Then plus 9. Please bear with me. Plus 9. Okay, this is what we have. If you simplify that, we are going to have 6 all over. This is 6 multiplies 0 is 0. Then we have square root of 81. Okay, plus 9. So that we have 6 all over. Square root of 81 will give us 9. And we are going to have 9 plus 9. So we have 6 over 9 plus 9 will give us 18. And when you simplify this will give us 6 here 1, 6 here is 3. So we are going to have 1 over 3 as an. Now for this example 3, I will leave it for you to give it a try. Let's know what your thoughts are over this question in the comment section. Let's interact. If there is need for us to revisit this question and then solve it, please let us know in the comment section. We wouldn't mind doing it again so that all of us will understand it. But remember to subscribe to our channel. Support this channel by subscribing to us. Don't forget to give us your like. And let's know your thoughts in the comment section. Share this video with your friends and family. And see you in my next class. Bye-bye.